Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. I'm your host, and I absolutely love breaking down complex topics to make them super clear, understandable, and most importantly, fun for you. All right, let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to unpack a massive system. A system that we barely even see, but literally connects every single aspect of our everyday lives. We're talking about the concept of globalization. So, are you ready to figure out exactly how our world spins?
Before we get bogged down in formal definitions, just think about this for a second. How exactly did those shoes you just bought online travel all the way from a factory in Vietnam right to your front door? Or, how is it possible that you can scroll through K-pop dance covers on TikTok while seamlessly chatting on a video call with your aunt who's working as a nurse in Canada? The answer to all of this isn't magic, right? It's globalization. It is literally the engine running behind our entire modern experience.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to find out exactly what globalization is, break down the 5 key elements of its definition, look at perspectives on where it all started, explore its 3 main forms, and finally, figure out how it impacts your very own life.
What exactly is globalization? Based on the work of sociologist George Ritzer, globalization is defined as the rapid flow or movement of people, things, products, and information in all different directions across the globe. The absolute key words here are rapid and flow. We aren't just boxed into our own countries anymore. The world has basically transformed into this giant interconnected community where the exchange of, pretty much everything just never stops.
Part 2. The 5 elements of the definition.
So here are the 5 foundation blocks that make up that massive concept. First, we have flow or movement. Second, people. Third, things and products. Next is information. And fifth, different directions. If you take away even just one of these pieces, the whole puzzle of globalization just wouldn't be complete.
How do we tie this to the real world? Well, the people element? That's the Filipino nurse working in Canada. The things and products would be those shoes you ordered off an app that shipped from Vietnam. Information is that viral TikTok video watched by millions from Manila all the way to New York. The flow is the reality that this exchange literally never stops, day or night. And the direction shows how these goods and ideas cross borders, say from Asia over to Europe or America. Makes total sense, doesn't it?
Part 3. Perspectives on its origins.
We usually think of globalization as this super modern invention that just popped up with the internet. But according to historians and experts, there are actually 5 main views on how it all started. Some say it's innate, just deeply rooted in human nature to connect. Others argue it's a long cycle of change. A third view claims it happened in 6 distinct historical waves. Fourth, that it stems from specific historical events. And finally, the 5th view argues it's just a phenomenon that kicked off in the mid-20th century.
Let's compare 2 of the most popular perspectives. If you're on Team Long Cycle, you believe globalization actually started hundreds of years ago with ancient trade routes like the Silk Road or the galleon trade. On the flip side, if you look at it through the lens of specific events, you'd argue that modern globalization was triggered much more recently, like by the historic fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 that opened up borders, or the invention of the microchip that kicked off the digital age. But honestly, no matter which one you believe, the end result is exactly the same. Our world is getting smaller and way more connected.
Part 4. The 3 forms of globalization.
The first form is economic globalization. This one is probably the easiest to spot because it's all about money, jobs, and trade. In the Philippines, its impact is absolutely massive. It's driven by huge BPO call centers and giant multinational companies that give jobs to hundreds of thousands of people. And, of course, our overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, are a prime example of this. They are a workforce flowing out in all directions across the globe, sending billions in revenue right back into our economy.
The second form is technological and socio-cultural globalization. And let's be real, this is everybody's favorite. It's all about the rapid exchange of culture and tech. You see it in the massive obsession with K-pop, K-dramas, following those global TikTok trends, and even our love for foreign foods like samgyeopsal or sushi. Basically, technology acts as this superhighway that lets cultures from different countries mix together incredibly fast.
The third form is political globalization. This one focuses on how governments interact with each other. We might not notice it every single day, but it's the bedrock of international cooperation. You see it in formal agreements, treaties, and countries joining international organizations to tackle global issues together. It's what ensures that the flow of people and products we just talked about actually stays organized.
Part 5. Our final section. The impact on your life.
After diving into all these massive concepts, it's time to zoom back in. Let's do a quick mental exercise. Fill in the blanks in your head. Because of globalization, my daily life is made easier through blank. However, I will strive to be a responsible citizen by blank. What would you put in there? Maybe your life is easier because of fast internet and being able to talk to relatives abroad. But you need to be responsible by fact-checking fake news and supporting local products. It's all about finding that balance.
And that brings us to the end of our analysis. We've seen how the incredible speed of people, things, and information flowing around the globe completely reshapes our society and economy. It gives us countless opportunities, but it definitely brings some heavy challenges along with it too. So I'm going to leave you with this one really important question to think about. How will you be a responsible citizen in a globalized world? Let's use what we've learned today to not just be passive consumers, but to be an active, positive part of this global community. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I really hope the amazing concept of globalization makes a lot more sense to you now. Catch you next time.